Hello and welcome. I am Gemba Umar. Tonight, President Muhammadu Buhari affirms resolve towards rebuilding Nigeria with people-focused policies as he begins a two-day official visit to Lagos State. Federal lawmakers raise hope on the release of Dapchi schoolgirl Leah Sharibu, as well as Chibok girls still in Boko Haram captivity. On our big story tonight, we'll look at Nigeria's efforts at meeting growing local demand for rice amidst the challenge of continued importation of the product. And Russia expels 60 U.S. diplomats and shuts down the country's consulate in St. Petersburg in retaliation over expired poisoning in the UK.
On business news tonight, African Development Bank pledges full support for the African Continental Free Trade Agreement, says deal will boost intra-African trade by $35 billion annually.
And in sports news tonight, the football governing body in Greece bans PAOK Salonika's president for 3 years coming onto the pitch with a gun during a top-flight game against AEK Athens.
And from Abuja, Senate turns down $350 million loan request by Kaduna State. State government describes decision as political vendetta taking too far.
We'll begin tonight with the president's two-day official visit to Nigeria's commercial capital, Lagos. And we didn't see that the aircraft of the president arriving, alighting, of course, at the Murtala Muhammad International Airport earlier on today. As he receives that guard of honor mounted in his honor here in Lagos State. As part of the visit of Mr. President Muhammadu Buhari, which was inaugurated a new constructed ultra-modern bus terminal in Ikeja, the state capital.
Sorry, please. Okay, let's move.
I recognize the push of the state government in reforming public transportation, especially the bus reform project, which will make modern transport buses that are air-conditioned available to the people. I acknowledge the vision of Lagos State government for revamping the railway transportation system. I commend Lagos State for also developing rail infrastructure to cater for movement of its growing population. The federal government plans for roads, especially to the ports and other transport infrastructure, will be strictly adhered to.
The Ikeja bus terminal is one of our flagship transport infrastructure under the state's bus reform initiative. This first phase of this program will see 13 new bus terminals introduced, including major terminals at Oshodi, Yaba, Ojota, Agege, and the already completed TBS terminal. We have commenced the introduction of 5,000 new buses into the Lagos economy in the next 3 years. Presently, work is ongoing on the 27-kilometer Blue Line Rail project from Okokomaiko west of Lagos to Marina in central Lagos. We are committed to a functional, efficient, and integrated transport system which will support our population and facilitate our commerce. We will continually work till we achieve this objective.
The president is not only in Lagos to inaugurate projects implemented by the state government, Part of his assignment in the nation's commercial city is to attend the 66th birthday celebration and a colloquium in honor of the national leader of the All Progressives Congress, Bola Tinubu, who he describes as his friend and good political strategist. The president and other heavyweight politicians graced the event where issues relating to the state of the nation's economy were raised. The vice president, Professor Yemi Osinbajo, and the celebrant, former Lagos State Governor Bola Tinubu, took time to criticize what they say is a massive corruption which took place in the past administration. Our political correspondent, Sheol Kimbalue, reports.
The roll call in this room is simply intimidating. Some of the heavyweights in Nigeria's politics are gathered here, especially of the ruling APC.
The ultimate objective and expectation is for this forum to avail policymakers at all levels of government new ideas and perspectives, and to enrich the process of policy formulation, design and implementation.
Nigeria's President Muhammadu Buhari is the chairman of the event, and it is perhaps a good platform to preach the aspiration of his government here.
Our goal is to bring together every section of the nation and every Nigerian of every creed, every region and ethnic group in mutually beneficial, productive, social, economic and political relationship.
His vice, Professor Yemi Osinbajo, is passionate about the social investment program of the government. He believes job creation and better life are at the center of the initiatives. You may have heard the vice president speak about corruption in the past government. At this event, Professor Osinbajo insists the ruling APC will continue to speak on what he says are massive lootings.
The corruption of the previous 5 years is what destroyed the Nigerian economy.
We as a party and your government must show the difference between us and the party and government that impoverished our nation. We must show that difference. Let me give you an example. In 2014, when oil was between $100 and $114 a barrel, the actual releases for capital for 3 ministries, power, works, and housing, then there were 3 separate ministries, was in total 99 billion. This is why the criminal looting of this country cannot be allowed to continue. And those who did it must be held to account.
The man of the moment, former Lagos Governor and a leader in the All Progressives Congress, Bola Tinubu, took to the podium amidst cheers. He also takes a swipe at the past administration.
We are not going to take it off the ground, no matter how twisting the mind of PDP and their supporters may be. We keep talking about it. You looted. You wasted our resources. You did not do what you promised. They are Nigerians. Don't take their apology.
The politics of 2019 may not be the agenda at this forum, but Mr. Tinubu has a reply to a popular open letter.
So somebody who is writing letters these days, a letter of politics. As if they've never been there before. Bad belly letters. Don't worry.
Please, the Senate leader. It is a platform for the cross-fertilization of ideas on issues relating to policies and governance. Some of the ones raised here may generate many more reactions in the coming days, especially as the 2019 crucial elections draw close.
Let's take our pictures, please.
Sheol Kimbalue, reporting for Channels Television News.
Now, can I please have...
Meanwhile, the ruling All Progressives Congress and their arch-rival, the People's Democratic Party, the PDP, have continued to trade words over several issues relating to governance and the state of the nation. But the PDP National Publicity Secretary, Kola Ologbondiyan, dares the Vice President to name the looters and take legal actions against them. The party spokesperson, who appeared on Channels Television's political program, Politics Today, also said that Nigerians have forgiven the PDP.
We want to caution the Vice President that he should stop banding figures. Anytime the Vice President has the opportunity to face the camera, he begins to announce figures that he cannot support. Our advice to the Vice President is that as a professor of law, he knows the pathway to follow when you accuse somebody of corruption. We challenge him to stop banding figures, but he should mention names of those whom he claimed corrupted themselves. Nigerians have accepted our apology. Asiwaju Tinubu did not list a singular item or a single achievement of this government. He merely came and parodied what the PDP had done. He did not say that in 3 years, this is what APC has done. And that to the People's Democratic Party is tragic and very also laughable.
Well, there is obviously more for the government to contend with as it continues its anti-corruption fight. But it appears that the government of the day is beginning to realize that it is necessary to invest in its people first to achieve some of its key goals.
There is a gradual but conscious effort for Nigerian leaders to redirect the focus of governance towards a more philosophical and people-oriented venture that will aid social investment and translate to economic growth. That consciousness may have been heightened by recent comments by Microsoft founder Bill Gates when he visited Nigeria and demanded that the Nigerian government invest more in the development of its people if it wants to thrive and lay a credible foundation for sustained prosperity. Those lines seem to have gripped the attention of some leaders at the federal level, and they are beginning to sing the same song, perhaps for a new direction.
To accomplish our historic mission, we must invest in people. Here, I can say that the expenditures made by this government constitute investment in and for the people.
But the issue of corruption cannot be thrown into the doldrums of abandonment. It remains a major challenge that this government has had to grapple with since it assumed office back in 2015. That fight has also been a litmus test to ascertain the competence of this government and its ability to stand by its promise to nip the act in the bud. But first, it has to prove to Nigerians that he who comes to equity must come with clean hands. The sack of the former secretary to the government of the Federation may well be a credible justification. Yet, Nigerians want more transparency in government devoid of political affiliation and personal interest.